Shedeur Sanders looked very good in his first preseason game where he had led 3 touchdown drives, including throwing for 2. Today, we're going to break down his improvisation in his first preseason game when the play went off script, when he was forced to scramble. We're going to see good and bad from Shedeur in his first game as a pro. We'll start here early in the first quarter. This is second drive. This is 3rd and 9. Cleveland is going to run a stick concept on the left side of the field, the bottom side, and on the right side they're going to run a little rub route. Shedeur throughout the entire night is looking for these dig routes, these in routes over the middle of the field. That's where he throws some of his best balls, and that's where a lot of his best completions were uh, in his first preseason game. Carolina is going to be in single high, man to man, 5-on-5 with a high safety, hence single high. Shedeur is going to recognize that, see the space, take the space, scramble to the right, and pick up the first down. He's able to escape the defensive tackle here, gets out into space, scrambles, slides, protects himself, does a great job at doing that, and gets down before any contact. That's something that you love to see early on from a rookie quarterback is protecting himself, and he does that well here. Later in that drive, we're going to see 2nd and 12. Cleveland is going to line up. They're going to run 2 deep curls with their X and Y receivers. Sampson is going to run through the line off the play action. He's going to do a great job, which Cleveland does throughout this entire game, of following the scramble drill. And he's going to see Shedeur have to escape out to his left as the pass rush finally gets to him. Sampson finds the space. Shedeur has him. Shedeur overthrows him. What happens here is Shedeur just doesn't quite get his feet set, feels the pressure, and it's just a simple overthrow. It's a completion he kind of needs to make wide open. Just put the ball on Dillon, and he was unable to do that. So this is a little bit of the bad here, but this is his first touchdown, and this is improvisation. It's a little bit scripted too. They're just going to run a little boot naked off to the left. The X receiver is going to push up, take the leverage, cut out to the right. Shedeur is going to roll out to the left, and he'll set his feet this time, and he delivers a beautiful throw. This is an NFL talent throw. I don't care if it's a preseason game. That is a beautiful throw. Great catch by the receiver. Let's watch that again. A little naked boot off to the left, finds the space, receiver gets the leverage. Beautiful throw from Shedeur for his first touchdown of his professional career in his first preseason game. Later, this is 1st and 10 in the second quarter. We're going to run another boot with Shedeur. They're looking to hit deep crossers over the middle this time. This is going to be a boot off to his strong arm, the right. Shedeur is going to see the space and take it. But my problem is Shedeur just doesn't do a good job this time of getting down in time. He kind of puts himself into a unhealthy, unsafe position. Could very easily get hurt from a tackle like this, especially early on in the season when you haven't sustained a ton of hits and you haven't built up tolerance to that yet. But Shedeur does a great job seeing the space, taking the space off another boot, and picks up 9 yards on a 1st and 10 to force a 2nd and 1. Another play we'll do. This is one I don't like with him scrambling. Shedeur, this is 3rd and 13. They're going to run deep curls again. The right guard, you'll see, gets beat by the defensive lineman. Shedeur will be forced to scramble off to the left. He does this double spin move, and he talked with Myles Garrett live on the mic, and it was a little clip that NFL posted. He asked Myles, like, would I be able to pull this off on you? Myles said, absolutely not. No way that would ever happen. And scrambling like this for so long, it's great and all. We've seen it from guys like Mahomes. We've seen it from Lamar. But he's doing this in a preseason game, even though it's a 3rd and 13. I love him to just take the easy completion, throw the ball out of bounds. There's no reason to force yourself into a spot where you're going backwards and there's a chance to be an even worse play where a play that started from essentially the 35-yard line ends up at the 20. That's 15 yards. That's a chunk of change for the other offense to potentially get on 3rd down. Your punter's forced to punt it deeper. That you could potentially force your defense to come out there and protect the other team from scoring from midfield versus from like the 30-yard line. So Shedeur, even though he scrambles and gets out of this, and he does a great job of minimizing the loss, it's a dangerous play to make. It's not something you like to see out of a rookie quarterback. You'd much rather him just throw the ball out of bounds. It saves a ton of field position there. And for a team like Cleveland, they're going to need that throughout this season because they would love to trust their defense, and their defense is really good. But to beat their defense, you got to drive down the entire field. When you give them short fields, you could be putting yourself behind the eight ball. This is later in the second quarter. Shedeur makes a beautiful play here. We're going to run 6 yard curls from the outside. So from your bottom of your screen receiver, top receiver, little 6 yard curls. And then your tight end in the middle will also run a little 6 yard curl. And then they're going to run a post out of this slot guy and a deep in over the middle. And this one it's beautiful because it really should work, but the protection isn't there because you'll see Nick Scorton pushes the right tackle back right into Shedeur's lap, and so Shedeur is forced to scramble here. But this was going to be wide open. You'll see a post is going to take this safety away, and this deep end route is wide open because this linebacker is going to bite on this little curl route. That would have been wide open, but because Scorton has pushed the right tackle back, Shedeur is forced to scramble out to the right. Again, beautiful job on the scramble drill from Cleveland. Unbelievable catch by the tight end. Sad story though on that. He pulls his hamstring at the end of this play. It's kind of hard to see, but he pulls his hamstring as he's limping off into the sideline. He's cut literally the next day by Cleveland and is no longer on the team after an incredible catch in a preseason game. But again, Shedeur forced to scramble, delivers into the nice space, keeps it away from the defenders, away from harm's way. A huge game for Cleveland. It's one of the Shedeur's best plays of the night on a 2nd and 12. We'll continue here. We got two more. We got 3rd and 7. What I want to see here is this is a really fun one. Trips right bunch for Cleveland. They're going to run essentially a drive concept with three crossers. One of your tight end is going to stick on a little curl, but you got two crossers, go route from the outside. Carolina's going to run an exotic blitz, and it's something you don't normally see in the preseason from any defense. Defensive coordinators don't want to show their hand, and this is a beautiful exotic blitz that confuses Shedeur, confuses the offensive line. It's really something. It's hard to counter. It's hard to notice. Shedeur kind of just has to see that the safety's creeping up. What essentially happens, this top defensive end drops in coverage. Your Mike linebacker is going to slide over. Five guys blitzing from Shedeur's left. Shedeur drops back, has it, the safety gets through, and Shore is going to be able to scramble, and he's got some open space, but you're never going to outrun the safety here. It's just never going to happen for Shedeur, and Shedeur is unfortunately sacked. And there's no outlet because Cleveland is running routes back over the middle. Shedeur is being forced to scramble to the right. What I'd love to see here is he gets outside of the pocket. I wish he could just get outside the pocket and throw it out of bounds, kind of save the sack. They only lose 5 to 6 yards here, but I mean, what a beautiful little play call from the Carolina defense. This is a beautiful little blitz. It worked perfectly. The running back kind of gets confused, picks up the linebacker instead of picking up the safety. Maybe if he picks up the safety, they have a chance. But it's 2-on-1 here. He's kind of dead either way. And so because of that, Shedeur is dead in the backfield as well. Beautiful little blitz from Carolina. Nothing really Shedeur can do. This isn't on him really, unless he hasn't seen enough to recognize this potential blitz, this potential exotic. So unfortunately, he gets sacked for it. Final play here, 2nd and 17 from the 4 yard line. Shedeur loves throwing these little end routes over the middle, as I said earlier, and he's going to attempt to do that again. He's going to stare down this top receiver on a little end route, and he wants to find it. Unfortunately, it's not there. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to have his tight end open on the sideline, and it's just a really poor throw. I mean, there is so much green space. Shedeur leaves it in the dirt. This is a first down potentially. Shedeur just couldn't make the throw, and it's another miss by Shedeur today. In that game, you'll see again, he's staring down that dig route. That's him looking at this route, and maybe it's there. For whatever reason, he decides not to throw it. It's kind of a tight throw, especially with the middle linebacker. Forced to step up, has the tight end wide open. Miss. what I would love to have seen here, we're at the 4 yard line. We are standing in our own end zone, snapping this ball. You cannot take a safety. And so stepping up in the pocket is super dangerous. You have an easy potential to just step up into someone's arms, and that's a safety, or worse, a fumble for a touchdown. I would personally have just taken this little safety valve. Running back is wide open. There is so much space. You're never going to be forced into a precarious position. And there's even a potential that we get close to a first down. We're definitely getting back to where we started, the drive from the 11-yard line. But Shedeur steps up in the pocket, thankfully avoids any sack, safety, has a guy wide open, misses him. So all in all, a good night from Shedeur. But the cap is, you see the bad ones, you see the misses. You have to go and watch this. Like this, his first touchdown is just encapsulates the talent that scouts saw, that I saw personally, but for whatever reason, the league did not see it in him. And this is an NFL starting quarterback throw. I'm not saying he's a superstar, but I am saying this guy deserves to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And I hope Cleveland gives him that chance because given what they have in house, personally, I think he's the best option in house because this is just a beautiful throw. It shows a ton of confidence in your first preseason game to make a throw like this over the top of three defenders, over a defensive lineman in your face, on the money, touchdown. So there were misses for Shedeur. There were some bad instances. He scrambled a little bit too much here and there. That's expected though from a rookie, and he'll improve on that, but the talent is there, and you can see that on a few of his plays here in this video. If you like this video and you want to see more of them, like, subscribe to Technical Foul. I'll be doing these for the rest of the rookie quarterbacks in the preseason. I'll look at Tyler Shuck, my guy for the New Orleans Saints. I'll even look at the School Up North guys, Jackson Dart. I'm going to look at J.J. McCarthy as well. Cam Ward, who's not getting enough praise for how he's playing and how the potential that he has as well. But if you want to see more of that, like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.